Good morning, everyone. So today I'm doing two things. I'm gonna start a sourdough starter, which is basically flour and water, and you keep adding to it and it becomes a starter. So I thought we could all do it together. If you want to start one, you're gonna need a mason jar, a piece of material that you can put over the top, a rubber band to put around it so it's covered. You're gonna need, this recipe says we need a 2-quart jar. I don't have a 2-quart jar. I have a 1-quart jar. So I'm gonna have to do the best I can. Maybe I can find a 2-quart jar and transfer it later, whatever. Right now it's just gonna have a little bit. So I got this recipe from thekitchen.com and we're gonna give it a try. So this is my first attempt at making a sourdough starter. It says 4 ounces of all-purpose flour, 3/4, which is 3/4 of a cup plus 2 tablespoons, and 4 ounces of water, which is a half a cup of water. So let's give this a try. It did say in the directions on kitchen.com that filtered water is good. I have a little bit here, so we'll see how this goes. So flour in here, so we need 3/4 of a cup. Yeah, nice. So 1, 2, 3, 3/4, and 2 tablespoons. 1, 2. All right. And then it said 1/2 a cup of water. I'm gonna use this filtered water. Add it to that. Mix it up. Pretty thick. Stir vigorously until combined into a smooth batter. It will look like sticky, thick dough. It does. Scrape down the sides and loosely cover the container. Okay. Scrape down the sides. I need to scrape off that. Hold on a second. Spatula too. Losing it. Most of it. Hold on a second. I can tell this. ain't very easy, but I guess it'll do. So, then it says, place container somewhere with a constant room temperature of 70 to 75 degrees, like the top of a refrigerator, and let it sit 24 hours. So it's about 9:45 in the morning here. So tomorrow morning, we will check on this and see what happens. Put my lid on. Kind of scraped it down. I think everything got mixed in. So yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. The next sourdough attempt we're gonna make, I got this recipe off AveryCooks.com. It's called the Easy Sourdough Bread, and it's supposed to be without a starter. So I'm gonna give it a try, see how it tastes. It does take a long time. It said prep time 10 minutes, cook time 35 minutes, and basically 16 hours and 45 minutes to rise. So we'll see how this goes too. So we want 3 cups of bread flour, and you're supposed to mix. So if you have a stand mixer, you need to put your dough hook on, or use a large mixing bowl with a wooden spoon in your hands. Add the flour. Okay, so our ingredients are 3 cups of bread flour, 1 17.6 ounce tub of plain Greek yogurt with active cultures, 1/2 to a cup of sour cream, a teaspoon of salt, and just slightly less than a teaspoon of instant dry yeast. So let me go get the yogurt and the sour cream. Be right back. So I've added 3 cups of flour, bread flour, to the pot. This is a little less than a teaspoon of instant yeast. This is 500 grams of Greek yogurt with live cultures. So we'll pour that in. Get it all out. Alright. This is a 1/2 cup of sour cream. Sorry for the noise in the background. I got some cans canning. Lift this up and just turn it on stir for a minute. And then we also need to add a teaspoon of salt. I need a napkin. A teaspoon of salt. For taste. All right. All right, it says to let this run for 5 to 7 minutes. Or 7 to 10 minutes if you're hand mixing. You want to add sour cream as needed to form a very moist and wet dough. If it's all dry and crumbly, add more sour cream or Greek yogurt until it comes together. Use she used 17.6 ounce tub of Greek yogurt and almost a cup of sour cream. Which I think I'm gonna have to add more sour cream. Well, it's wet. I'll just let... Okay, this is still mixing. So while it finishes, it says to spray a large bowl with cooking spray. Pat dough into the bowl, forming a ball. Alright. And flip it over once so it's lightly oiled on both top and bottom. It will look like a dimply head of cauliflower. Okay. So this has like 5 more minutes, so I'll come right back. I'll be honest here. They said to err on the side of wet, but they want you to pat it into a ball. Well, I've added some more flour, just a little bit, a couple handfuls, and it's still like, I don't know. I don't see no patting going on here. And I don't want to add too much flour and screw up the recipe, so I'm just gonna dump it in here. See what happens. Maybe they just mean, I guess it does kind of form a ball here. Add it into the ball with this. This ain't gonna turn over. So, yeah, I don't know about this, but we're giving it a try. Okay, next it says cover bowl with plastic wrap. Spray the wrap in case the dough rises high enough to touch it, and place a bowl in warm draft-free place to rise for 6 to 8 hours. Okay. And I'm going to use that is. And we'll take this. There's your milk powder in here. Alright. Let me check. Okay, right now it's 10:04 a.m. So let's see. Rise for 6 to 8 hours or doubled in size. It can rise up to 18 hours total. And the longer you let it go, the more of a classic sourdough fermented flavor that will develop. If you suspect you're going to allow it to rise on the longer side, they should have probably told you this in the beginning. Reduce yeast to about half a teaspoon so dough doesn't get too puffy and overflow the bowl. Well, you should have told us that in the beginning. Alright, after a 6+ hour of rising, turn dough out onto a floured surface without punching it down and preserve the air pockets and bubbles that have been created. Knead it lightly for about 2 to 3 minutes and then pat it into a round mound and place it back in the large mixing bowl, seam side down. So, let's do 6 hours. So it's 10 o'clock. So 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. So at 4 o'clock today, we'll check on this and see how it's going. Our first 4 eggs of the day. They're starting to get a little bigger. So yay, chickens. There's one chicken out there. Sounds like she's getting a bowling ball out or something. She's screaming. Kind of feel bad for her.
What's right down, babe? Back to 8 point. From yesterday. Top prize now? Yeah. Sweet.
This is the next day. This is Wednesday. So I kneaded the bread on the first rising. It's been rising overnight to double in size. I've heated up a Dutch oven in the oven for about an hour so it gets really hot. I don't have a lid for my Dutch oven, so I'm going to use a frying pan if it'll fit. It said to heat this up till it's really, really hot. I think this will fit. Heat it till it's really, really hot. Put some wax paper in the bottom. Pour your bread dough in. And we're going to bake it leave it at 450. Let me double check that. Yeah. So, you heat up the Dutch oven. Put the bread dough in. Put a lid on it. Bake it for 6. I'm not feeling this. Okay. Bake it for 30 minutes with a lid on it. Don't open the door or the Dutch oven to peek. After 30 minutes, uncover the Dutch oven and allow bread to bake for 5 to 10 minutes. She did 8 minutes, or until bread is browned as desired. Traditional sourdough has a darker crust than most bread. Sometimes almost burnt looking, but I prefer mine on the lighter side. Remove the Dutch oven, remove the bread, and place on a wire rack to cool completely before slicing. As tempting as it is, don't slice too early because the cooling process is important. Should be considered an important extension. So you gotta let it dry completely. All right, so let's give her a shot and see what happens. I have this here. I don't know, this has been not fun. Okay. I'm just gonna let it be like that. Put the lid on. I don't know if I'm gonna be baking this kind of shit anymore. I'll put this. I don't know about this, guys. Gonna do that. $4.50. 30 minutes. We'll see. Alright, the other thing we were working on was our sourdough starter for real sourdough bread. I guess it is rising a little bit. So it says for day 2, feed the starter. So 4 ounces of flour, which is 3/4 of a cup plus 2 tablespoons, 4 ounces of water, a half a cup. And then it says, take a look at your starter. You may see a few small bubbles in here and there. That's good. The bubbles mean the wild yeast have started making themselves at home in your starter. They will eat all the sugars in the flour and release carbon dioxide and alcohol. It will increase the acidity of the mixture, which helps fend off any bad bacteria. At this point, the starter should smell fresh and mildly sweet and yeasty. Yeah. If you don't see bubbles yet, don't panic. Depending on the condition of your kitchen, the average room temperature, and other factors, your starter might be slow starting. Weigh the flour and water for today and add them to the starter. Stir vigorously until combined into a smooth batter. It will look like a sticky, thick dough. Scrape down the sides and loosely cover the container with plastic wrap or kitchen towel, blah, blah, blah. 70, 75, let's sit for 24 hours. So we're just adding flour and water again. So half a cup of water. And, hold on 1 second. The farm. 2 chickens escaped. I had to go catch them, and then me and Dave had to get them back in, and 2 more eggs came in. So yeah. All right. Three-quarters of a cup. To stir that vigorously. Sides. Put our little lid back on. We'll check it again tomorrow. There we go. There's our second feeding of our sourdough starter. Let's see how this goes. Okay, it's been 30 minutes that's been baking in the oven with the lid. Now we're going to take the lid off the Dutch oven. bake. Well, that looks pretty good. We're gonna bake for 8 more minutes. To brown it. Let's see what happens. It looked pretty decent so far. I wasn't having too much hope for it. Since we let it out to brown, took the lid off to brown the bread, so let's check it. Oh yeah. Not a pretty loaf of bread, but I'm not hating it. See if this wax paper works to get this out. Oh yeah. Well, good. Okay. Let's just dump it out. This sucker's hot. Okay, wax paper doesn't work that good. You definitely want parchment paper, but maybe I'll just let it cool on paper and feel a lot easier. Yeah. Definitely have parchment paper. Alright, we're gonna let this cool. Like I said, it's not pretty, but so there it is. Our no starter sourdough bread. And yes, you definitely want to have parchment paper, not wax paper. Or maybe nothing at all, because I don't know how I'm going to get that off. But we'll let it cool, and maybe it'll come off then. I'm going to sneak a piece. Not gonna lie, I'm not hating the taste of it, but they said to let it cool all the way. So we'll come back in an hour or so and see how it tastes. It is crunchy though. It is nice and crispy. So, and it looks really fluffy inside. If you look right there, see all the bubbles? So I don't think it didn't work. It's just odd. I don't know. I'm so used to making that other bread. And it's not that beautiful looking. I don't know. We'll see how it tastes when it totally cools. It's Sunday morning, everyone. Or afternoon. We've been working all morning. And I haven't been filming, but I wanted to bring you into the hoop house because we're doing some changes. So I'm going to turn this around. Our winter garden. Kind of our version of raised beds. We had all these totes from moving here, and they were just sitting in the barn, and we thought, well, we could actually grow in them. So we went and cleaned the chicken coop and got some compost out of the compost bin. Dave drilled some holes in the bottom, and now we have raised beds for a garden this winter inside the hoop house. Oh, well, I told him you put wood chips and then compost.
Well, not compost.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. You just put wood chips that we chipped up when we moved here. They've been sitting and drying.
Well, I mean, they were decomposing, but...
So, then we'll just add soil to these and got a garden for the winter. So I've been going through all the shelvings and anything that's been here for a long time or has had a problem, I'm getting rid of. I got tomatoes started. I got some lettuce down here started. Some tomatoes right here started for winter. I got some cauliflower for the garden outside. Got some funky squash and some zucchini to grow in here. These are plants that we're gonna sell. We're getting ready to have another plant sale at the farmer's market because I got all that to sell. And these need to be repotted. So yeah, I got a little bit of work to do. And then that's all my aloe I've been growing that needs to be separated again. So I'm gonna separate those this week. Get those going. My mom has some Christmas cactus growing. So I'm gonna get those taken care of. Yeah, and we're gonna start getting these winter beds ready. They got all the chicken bedding, so I'll walk up there and show you. The chickens have got to be happy right now. I'll walk you up there. Dave's gonna wet this down so it'll start decomposing a little bit. And then we'll add soil. Yep, that's been happening. Smells good over here. Is that what you're complaining for? Because it smells good? Yeah, we've had to adjust security because these guys learned they could fly up on top of this gate and get out. So, hold on one second. Took the baby gate down so they have a little more room to... Look, they're already in their nesting boxes. And they get 2 for 1. Baby, there's another one right here. You don't want that one? You'd rather be with your sister? And we got one up here garden. Yep, just cleaned all the old poop out and straw. They're all fluffy again. Is it all fluffy? You like that better? You more comfy? Well, why you gotta kick it all out? Alright. In here. Watch out, Mama. See, they do this. So there's the Silky. See, she's got poop on her. There's all my crazy birds. Hey! And Turkey. She's so pretty. Turkey. Here's my Buttercup. You love Mama? There's Diller, not Phyllis. Spike still got a good spike going on. Angel's still fluffy. Crazy. Buttercup, don't you come after my toe. Mama sees you. What? Angel, you pretty boy?
Caught the corn bandit. This little guy right here has decimated our corn. And I caught him. Finally. But he got about 8 more corn stalks last night. Probably not the only one. So I'm gonna take him about a mile down the road
And release you.
and release him. Because he didn't go after the chickens. So.
He's just eating him some corn. He's hungry.
Yeah.
You got him a big old mouthful of peanut butter, didn't you?
Oh yeah, he got a bunch of peanut butter.
Oh.
And he ate a corn stalk while he was in there, because I put one in there to help get him.
All right, relocation time, dude. Don't come back. We'll put you in another place. How you gonna get him out of there without... Can you release him without...
Yeah. Oh, believe me, when I open that door up, he'll be gone.
There you go, Teresa. Catch and release.
Not a catch, keep clean and cook. A catch and release. Watch out behind you.